Okay, so welcome everybody to Inclusive Technologies ChooseIt Maker 3 webinar. This is a brand new product we launched this year, and it's about being able to make your own personalized activities for making choices. And there's lots to show you. I'm going to start straight away with showing you the kind of things you can do with ChooseIt Maker 3. Now, if people are not so sure what it's all about, ChooseIt Maker 3 is part of our Help Kids Learn activities. So you might know some of our games and activities on there. You might know some of our apps that are already out there too. ChooseIt Maker 3 is another product that you can subscribe to individually or as a school. And I'll show you just how it works now. So we're going to just pop into Help to ChooseIt Maker 3. And this part you'll see is the editor. I'm going to show you some examples now. And then you'll get an idea of what ChooseIt Maker 3 is all about. So I'm going to show you an example that has several different types of activities within it. And I call this one Choosing to Learn. I can. So as you can see, it's got speech. We've got picture support. When I click in that picture, there are so many ways you can use ChooseIt Maker 3. There are just a few examples to get your ideas flowing. Okay, so that was my first introductory page. Our next page is all about singing and joining in. So again, we've got a nice, easy, cause and effect, if you like, starting point. So get ready for some singing.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round.
And we can make these activities multi-page if we want. So this next part of the activity includes
doors, wipers,
errorless choices. So if we choose one of those, for example,
doors,
the wipers.
The wipers on the bus go switch, 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 switch.
So a nice, easy, errorless, cause and effect type activity, good one to start with. Now you can use ChooseIt Maker 3 in so many ways. So this one, for example, is just a simple matching activity. So we have a picture at the top. You can have text there or not text there. And then we've got two choices. If we click on the wrong one, nothing happens. If we click on the right one, we get a reward. You can also use ChooseIt Maker 3 for making either reading or symbol to word matching, symbol to picture matching, word to picture matching activities. So as you can see here, we've got a choice of answers. The wrong one gives us no feedback, but the right one gives us a reward. Another idea for using ChooseIt Maker 3 is for sound lotto type games. So matching sounds to pictures, that kind of thing. You will probably notice there that we've got a repeat button, so we can hear the question again. And when I hover over any of these other cells, hopefully you'll be able to hear a prompt. So give us a little clue what's going on. And again, if I choose the right answer, I get the reward. Okay, this is a slightly different way of using ChooseIt Maker 3. This is for maybe comprehension activities, ones where we can put pictures and ask questions in later. So for this one, we've got a prompt to give us our question. Look at the picture and listen to the sounds. What sounds did you hear? Okay, so I wonder what you heard. Did you hear one of these? Did you hear one of those? I think I heard one of those. Good listening. We could hear seabirds. So as you can see from that example, I can have... What do you think the weather is like? And again, a little bit of inference so we can do it. Do we think it's windy? Windy, cloudy, sunny. I think it's quite clearly this one. That's right. We can see a beautiful blue sky, and that suggests that it is sunny. Simon says... Okay, another idea. I think you're all aware of this game. So we can say, Simon says, and get our teachers, our parents, our friends to do whatever we like them to. This is one they don't like doing. Word. Which one is different? So as well as communication type activities, comprehension activities, this is also a great program for things like visual discrimination skills. Now, have you spotted the different one? It's quite hard. And again, we can have no response if we choose the wrong one, and a reward if we choose the right one. Find that. Okay, we could do it at a higher level if we like. We don't need to have pictures in there. It can be about reading assessment if we want. It can be anything to do with our sort of literacy development. So again, if I want to repeat the question, find that. I'm quite good at this one. Harry Potter is a... So great for things like sentence completion. I'm a bit of a Harry Potter fan. I know he's not a cowboy. Alien? I don't think he's an alien. Dragon? Or a dragon. Wizard? I'm pretty sure he's that one. Which words begin with? Hope you all picked that one up. Again, we can do some more literacy type activities, looking at things like initial sounds, final sounds, vowel sounds, with picture support, and auditory prompts if we need them. And again, the wrong ones give us no responses, and the right ones will give us a reward. Find 3 bears. So as you can see, it's not just about literacy. We can use it for all areas of the curriculum. So here we've got a very simple counting activity. Can we find the 3 bears? I think we can. 1, 2, 3. That's right, 3 bears. If we're a bit cleverer than that, we can have some sums up there to do and complete. And again, with wrong answers and the right answer.
I want.
Okay, with this, you'll find that when we have a look at making an activity in ChooseIt Maker 3, it doesn't have to be a right and a wrong answer in there. All of the answers can possibly be right. So for this activity, this is about choosing, when it's choosing time, what things I'd like to play with, and all of these answers.
The fumble ball. Play-Doh. The koosh ball.
All of these answers will be correct because it's my choice.
I can.
Okay, so hopefully that's giving you a little bit of a flavour of the kind of things you can do with ChooseIt Maker 3. But I must say, it is all down to your imagination. There's lots and lots of ways you can use it. But what I also want to do in this half hour that we've got is just show you ways that you can make it and how easy it is to do that. So I'm going to escape out of here. And what you'll also see is that behind each activity, we're keeping scores. We're looking at how long the activity was played for, how many questions were answered, and how many were answered on the first attempt. Now, that was my front screen appearing again, so that's why we've got that result. On this side of the screen, we also get a feedback for the pupil to say, oh, that may be a little bit hard, or keep practicing, or you're doing really well. With these results, you can save them in an email or as a picture image. So easy to sort of keep the scores as we go along. I'm going to come out of that activity now, and I'm going to make a new activity. So these are all the activities I've already made in here. I'm going to add a new one. And the first thing it prompts us to do is give it a name. Now, I'm a bit bar humbug about Christmas because it's not quite December, but apparently we have to start getting ready for it. So shall we make a Christmas ChooseIt Maker 3 activity? I can't hear what you're saying, so I'm presuming you're all saying, yeah, that's just what we want. So we're going to give it a title, Christmas. I can also say what that is about. So I can give it a little bit of a description. It might be for a particular child or a particular activity or to learn a particular skill. So you can add notes to it as well. And press OK. So here you see, this is our editor. And hopefully along the way, we've given you hints and tips on how to get started and what to do next. So it's saying you've got a new activity. Let's have a new page in it. And hopefully you'll all be able to see there are the toolbars for making your activities. Now, if you're familiar with programs like MyBoard and Matrix Maker, you might be familiar with this layout. We're hoping that this is a lovely, easy, intuitive way of putting content into your page and activities. So let's have a look at this first bit, the page layout. Here, we can add boxes to increase the number of choices we've got. And we can add up to 8 boxes, 8 choices. Or we can remove them and have fewer choices to 2. Or even, as I showed you on the first part of the sample activity, you can just have 1 as an introduction. So we'll start there. We can also do things like duplicate the contents of the boxes when we get to it. We can change the box colour and the outline colour and change the background too. I'm going to change the background to a lovely Christmassy red. I'll just get to my OK button. There we go. So what you should see now is a red background, and we've still got the choice box, and we've got our question box up at the top too. So what I'm going to do first of all is put in a question. Or since this is an introduction, I'm just going to call it Christmas. So I'm now typing on my keyboard and entering that text above, as you can see. That's great. The next thing we probably want to do is put a picture in this box. We can put a picture in this box too if we want. We'll come back to that later. But in this box, if I then go down to pictures, you will see that there's lots of ways to add pictures in there. You can add it from your webcam. You can add it from the internet, Google Images, search, paste the images from there. If you've got your own set of images already on your computer system, then you can go and browse for them using this button. Or what the lovely beauty of this particular program is, it's got a huge media library. And there's about 30,000 symbols and pictures in this library. And you can see that the two main symbol sets are symbol sticks, which people will be becoming more aware of. You might be more aware of it if you're coming in from the States. And also the widget symbols as well, which if you're based in the UK, you're probably familiar with those. We've got a full set of symbols, plus also pictures from all our sort of software titles and images that we use in that software. So lots and lots of pictures to choose from. And these symbols and pictures are updated as well, so you get free updates and they're constantly being changed and updated. You will see here that I can go into any of these categories, or I can search for things at the top. So if I type in Christmas, I should start to get lots of images now to do with Christmas. So it's a very smart, intuitive search engine. And all I have to do then is select the pictures I want. So I'm going to choose that one. And as you can see, that should just pop straight into the cell. Now, what we can do is alter the text if we want. For this one up here, I can make it bigger. Let's make that stand out more. So I'm just continually clicking that till I get it to the biggest size I want. I can also change its colour. So let's make it a yellow one so that it stands out a little bit more. What I can do with this one is, again, I can do the same thing, shrink the text, grow the text. This is an important one for some people, whether the text goes on the bottom or the top. You can do that. Or we can just, if we want, just have the picture here. So that's our text. And again, if we've got lots of text in boxes, we can globally make those changes by selecting all. Okay, let's put some sounds in there. Now, the sound relates to the prompt we get, the prompt of the question and the prompt when we hover over that cell. So we can, in this one, use our microphone and record in the word. You'll get this coming up if you're using Windows, so just allow it. Christmas. Allow it. Christmas. Now, I didn't do that recording very well, so I can try it again as many times as I want. Christmas. Christmas. That's a little bit better. Okay. We'll pop that in there, and you'll see immediately that there's a sound icon comes up there that tells me I've recorded something onto that cell. Again, I can have a prompt on this one if I want, but it doesn't make a lot of sense because it's just a picture, so we'll leave that. We have an editing toolbar. Now, if we're importing photographs, these things might be important. If they're the wrong way around, we might want to flip them upside down or the right way around, or rotate them. Or as you've seen, for things like the visual discrimination tasks, these are lovely tools to change the look of an image too. It is possible that you might want to tweak some things on a picture. So, for example, I find this a little bit disturbing that Father Christmas doesn't have any eyes. So I'm going to paint him in some eyes. I'm going to choose my paint tool. I'm going to choose my colour. And then I'll just blob him some eyes on there. There we go. And again, you can see we've got colour pickers, fill pickers. We can even trim things if we've got a white background so they look nice. And we can rub out things too. So there we go. There we've got our image. The last thing we want to do as we go along this toolbar is to say which of those answers is right. Now we've only got one, so that makes it nice and easy. So I tick that one. And we can either have the default sound, you've heard some of those tunes during my sample, or we can add a reward sound. And that's what I'm going to do. And again, we can record it with a microphone, or we can load it from the computer. So I'm going to just have a little go at looking for, oh, here we go, Jingle Bells. So again, you can see that has a little icon there to know that I've got a reward sound on that. If you click it, and stop it like that. So you can check you've got the right sound. And that is the first page done. So we can finish that. Now, we can just save that activity if that's all we want to do, but most of us want to make a new page. So let's now have another question. So we'll do the same thing as we did before. We're going to change the background colour. We're going to write in a question. And you better check if I'm doing my spelling right. And again, we can do all the other things with the text that we wanted to do. We can make it bigger and we can change the colour of it, all that kind of thing. So who pulls Santa's sleigh? Now, going back to page layout, I might want more than 2 choices here. So I'm going to add another box. And we'll choose some pictures to go in those boxes. So let's go to pictures now. And again, we'll go to the media library just for the sake of time, and the internet might be a little bit dodgy. So we'll go into the media library and we'll look for example, a snowman. And we find the one we want and say, OK. If there was lots of pictures that I wanted in there, then I can choose more than one. So if I go back to Christmas, we could have an elf and we could have a truck as well. And those would automatically pop in there. And if you've got them in the wrong order that you don't want them in, you can pick them up and put them around. We might want to do things like a webcam. Again, that's great for taking instant pictures. So if I show you that very quickly, instead of the Christmas truck, we could have a picture of nothing. So we'll come back to that in a short while. But your webcam, again, can take pictures straight in on your computer and the internet. Now, for this, we can add auditory prompts to each one of those. So with this one, you might want to go snowman. Snowman. And this one, truck. Truck. Has anyone noticed a deliberate mistake yet? This one's not right. We haven't got we haven't got a right answer. So we can go back in, or we can add another box. Let's add another box and put in the right answer. Sorry, guys. Nobody told me I was going wrong. So let's have a look for let's have a look for, I'm just being, there we go, reindeer. And there's Rudolph. Okay. So we've got our right answers in there. So we'll carry on making our prompts. Elf.
Elf.
Rudolph. Again, we can go back and edit them. We can change the text if we want. And the end thing we need to do is just say which one is the right answer. And again, we can add a reward sound, so we can have jingle bells playing, or I can put in my own voice, my own reward voiceover, or just have it as a default setting if you don't choose any of those. So you can see how easy it is. Now I've finished that page. And what it's telling me now is that I've got several pages. I can pick them up and move them around and put them in the right order once I've done that. So now what I'm going to do is save that activity. And you can see it's come up down there. Now, the lovely thing about ChooseIt Maker 3 is that you get a free ChooseIt Maker app. So hopefully you've got a little video window that shows my iPad. It might not be as clear as you want, but there is a full screen icon in the left-hand side, top right-hand side of it, so that you can make it a little bit bigger. Because what I'm going to do now is show you on the iPad, hopefully that has come through. So the ChooseIt Maker app on the iPad looks a little bit like this. And when I go into Manage, you'll see all the activities I've downloaded on there. I can download them and I can save them on my iPad. And then there, right at the bottom, you'll see the Christmas one we've just made. I'm going to press download, and in a few seconds, that will be there. I can choose to show it or hide it, depending on who I'm giving this iPad to. That was in my Manage part. In Activities, these are the activities that the child gets to see. There are lots and lots in there, but you will be able to see the Christmas one is there. Let's have a play.
Christmas.
Okay, so it seems to be working. Let's see if we get the right answer to this one.
Rudolph. Christmas.
Okay, guys, so that should show you that the flexibility, you can download as many of those activities onto your iPad. The ChooseIt Maker 3 app is free. You can download that today. There'll be 3 samples on there for you to have a look at anyway. The last thing I want to talk to you about are the settings. This is quite important just to show you that all these activities can be accessed with a mouse, with touchscreen, with eye gaze, and with switches. So we've got lots and lots of nice accessibility features in there. So for example, with eye gaze, if we put that on, if we've got Windows control working, just on cursor setting, we can adjust the dwell time from within this program, which can be very, very handy. And with the iPad app, if we go back to that one, if I come out of there, you will also see that there are settings in there too. And again, you can enable the switch. And with things like the iPad, you can use a switch interface box. So Bluetooth switch interface box, something like that, the applicator, and the switch. I'll bring that into view as much as I can. There we go. And hopefully now we can make our activities switch accessible. So I'll show you one of those. Go back to activities. Here's my simple targeting activity. And you can see we've got that scan box, and as I press the switch, I activate what's going on. And this can be really useful for scanning and practicing targeting skills. So guys, we've run out of time, so this will last about half an hour. You've probably got lots of questions as well. There's more information on our website. Like I say, if you go to Help Kids Learn and the ChooseIt Maker thing, it'll give you prices and ways to subscribe in there. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. It might be easiest at this point in time if you send me an email. And my email address is Sandra, S-A-N-D-R-A, @inclusive.co.uk. So I hope you've gathered a flavour of ChooseIt Maker 3. We're very proud of it. We think it's got lots of potential and there's lots of ways you can use it with many different individuals. So we hope you enjoy it and we hope you've got some information out of today. But any further questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening in. Bye-bye.